today we are going to share 5 things we would kill to know if we were you and we were in high school in 2025. Yeah, I know what this is. We're going to say some things that you probably have never heard before, and that's why we know it's super important to drill this into your heads. So let's get into it. And if you're new to our channel, my name is Mel.
And I'm Charles.
And we are the Remy Diaries. And no, we are not twins, but we are sisters. Okay, so number 1, I don't think you should have a boyfriend in high school. And this is an unpopular opinion. A lot of people think, oh no, you need to have a boyfriend in high school so you can practice and know what it's like. I think that all it does is stunt your growth.
Big mistake. Don't do it. I promise you right now, all it does is stunt your growth. If you've already watched our videos, all we talk about is how men harvest our energy. So imagine at that stage of your life where you're just new, your brain's not even fully developed, and men are out here taking resources from you. What resources do you even have?
Yeah.
You're not even properly cultivated for yourself yet, and he's already gaining being with you.
I think why I don't think you should date when you're in high school is because this is the stage where you're supposed to develop self-awareness, and when you guys are wrapped up in a man, you lose yourself in it. Also, there's studies on this, and studies show that teenage relationships lead to emotional dependency, which increases the risk of anxiety and depression in young adults. And why would you want to increase the risk in that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's a girl I listen to her podcast all the time, and based on how she talked, she was dating boys very consistently throughout her teen years and into her early 20s to late, and she has severe anxiety and depression. And she had tumultuous relationships. This really can F you up and your self-concept up, everything.
All we're trying to say is when you get into serious relationships too early, you basically lose the opportunity to have personal development. You guys think you're having development while in the relationship, but all you're developing is codependency. That is a fact.
Or trauma bonding, just all of that.
Yeah, because you didn't have time to become you. You can't date someone from 14, 16 for the next 5 years and think that you have developed a sense of self. You have not. Those are your formative years. Spend them alone. Trust me. Do not let your school fool you and peer pressure fool you.
Oh my God.
Don't let your friends fool you. It doesn't matter. Do you see us? Look at us.
We didn't have boyfriends.
I have never had a boyfriend. I'm 25 years old. And I'm fine with that because you can still date, know what you want, and understand yourself without having a boyfriend and having to be traumatized and go through heartbreak.
I feel like I'm 30 now, and I just feel so thankful to God that I never dealt with a boy past any crush or a bit of a situationship, but that was the most it was. It was never fully deep or anything like that. And I'm so thankful because I saw how it was even with just a crush. I can only imagine a relationship, how much I could really ruin my self-esteem as a person.
When you haven't developed a sense of self, I think being in a relationship is dangerous no matter the age, but it's even more dangerous in high school. So we just want to put that out there. If you're a girl who feels insecure that she doesn't have a boyfriend or feels like, oh my God, I'm not kissing boys, I'm not doing this.
Trust me, it's okay. I did not do any of that stuff in high school.
I didn't even do that in college. I wasn't doing that.
I didn't do that in high school. I didn't do that in college. No, you don't. Trust me, there's girls out there that don't do that stuff. Do not think you have to follow the crowd. That's what the Matrix wants you to think. A lot of things in the system is set up to make you feel like you have to do it by using peer pressure because you're very impressionable at a young age. You want to belong. You want to make sense of what you're doing on this earth. So oftentimes you copy everyone around you because it feels safe because everyone's doing it. So why not? So I can feel included. But it's actually a setup of the system. So to go against the grain, yes, people may call you names or maybe make you feel like, oh, you're a loser. But I promise you, they're the ones who are losing in the long run. Promise you that.
Yeah, and that's basically what our second point is, which is to get to know yourself instead of being what you think other people want you to be. We want you guys to rebel. Rebel against what peer pressure is telling you to do. Rebel against societal norms. Get to know yourself. Be authentic. Being authentic is how you will be the best version of yourself.
When I was in high school, a lot of the cool kids would be partying, they'd be drinking, all that stuff. and I just wanted to read. I wanted to go to the library, get the newest Private Girl, or the new what's that other one, newest Gossip
Click.
Girl, or the newest Click book. I just want to immerse myself in like the literary world, the fictional characters, and just like hang out with like girls who are really nice and didn't want more from me except to just hang out with me, and not want to just like peer pressure me into doing stuff to seem cool. That's what I wanted, and I'm so thankful that that's the direction I went. And I promise you, my life is so good because I did that. So if you're that girl who's like us, who didn't want to follow the trends, you're doing the right thing. You're on the right track.
Get to know yourself and don't compare yourself to others. It's really true when they say comparison is the thief of joy. It is.
And it's bullshit because the grass usually isn't green on the other side. Back then, I always knew that they weren't. Like, then again, I was born with that, like, intuitive spirit of
yeah,
knowing, like,
strong sense of self.
Okay, sure, I still think my life is better than yours, no matter how much you guys are doing what's portrayed on TV, which is all mind control to make you have a disruptive life early in life. I really think it's a setup in the system. So you're already fucking up your life early. So even when you get to your adults, you don't really know how to like get yourself together. It's like, it's a setup.
It's all a setup. And also, guys, because I like to bring my research up just to prove a point. Research shows that constant comparison to others, especially online, is linked to lower self-esteem and dissatisfaction with your life. So again, we don't want you to have low self-esteem. We don't want you to be dissatisfied with your life. So instead of comparing your life to the person that's beside you, focus on your life. Just focus on what you want to do.
Yeah, focus on your life. Focus on gratitude. Think about the things that you're so thankful for in your life. Think about the things you do like about your life. Focus on the good rather than the bad. And whatever those things that you may not like, think of ways to change them because it's always possible to change and become better.
All right, so the third thing that we would kill for all young girls and boys to know in high school is that drinking and partying really isn't as fun and as serious as it's made out to be on TV. And I know it's drilled in your brain that high school are the years where you're supposed to get wasted and blackout drunk every weekend, but you don't have to do that. You actually don't have to be that person. And I know that it sometimes feels like you're forced to have to be the girl that likes to take the shot. Oh my God, you're so boring. And we're here to tell you, no. See, the media often glamorizes partying, drugs, and alcohol, and they especially glamorize it in adolescence, even though that's the most detrimental time to be doing that.
Your brain isn't even developed, and you're putting harsh chemicals in your body. Like I said, some of you guys, if you're young, may not understand this, but it is all a setup, so that way you are effed up into your adult years. They don't really want you to be in control of yourself, which is why they've created these things to make you think you have to do them. Look at how they always push ads or movies and TV shows that do these things because it programs you to believe that's what you're supposed to do.
Like prom night, get drunk, have sex, lose your virginity.
Who made that up? Think about it. Who said that?
Now that's a random thing that everyone believes is a societal rule.
It's a North American tradition to do.
And it's just Matrix rules.
It's all Matrix driven, so that way they know how sex is very distorting to young minds and souls. And especially if your brain is not developed, which it develops at 25, okay? Get your brain develops at 25. You're out of like university by then. So think about how putting alcohol, which is so bad for your body.
There's so much lasting damage of alcohol in the body and in the brain. And it blows my mind how people don't care to talk about it just because, like, you guys don't see it. Like, you guys just see yourself getting drunk and then you're fine the next day. So you're like, nothing's happening.
The long-term effects are terrifying, and spiritually, it's all about you dissociating from reality. That's what it is. There's actually, like, I think the Arabic word
al-kul, and it literally means like something about like spiritual on that sense.
Yeah, it's basically about dissociation and being out of body. That's what it means. So think about, like, they want you to not know who you are. Being a teen is already a really uncomfortable time figuring out who you are, and they want you to further that by ingesting alcohol all the time.
They say keep not connecting to yourself. Keep
when you black out
connecting.
Why do you think you don't remember what happened? It's because you left.
You weren't connected to yourself.
You weren't here. It's like, think of a tether to your body. What your spirit was out here, and there's just a tether holding it by a string. And that's the reason why you don't even know what happened when you become sober, or you die. Some people, the string gets cut because the alcohol took over the body completely, and now they don't get to return to their body.
Now, we're not saying to be afraid of alcohol. We're not saying to never drink, but we are saying that heavy drinking and getting blackout drunk and making that a consistent thing and saying that's a part of like life is not true. Especially for you, that high school student. We're here to tell you, look at us here. We do not do that. Do we drink on social fun occasions? Yes. And when you do a social fun occasion,
like you can vibe.
Every 6 months when I'm going to a real party, I'm not like, there's people that are casual drinkers, quotation marks, and think it's not signs of alcoholism.
Like if you're constantly pouring a drink every time you get home, that's an alcoholic.
If every time you go out on the weekend you get blackout, you are an alcoholic. You're just not showing like those damaging, insane signs. You guys think you have to be doing wild shit to be abusing alcohol?
Like I truly believe if you constantly need a glass of wine, you're abusing alcohol also.
Also, this also just means that you are someone who constantly needs to disassociate from reality because you don't like yourself and your life. And to wrap that point up, I just want to give you guys an interesting fact also. Recently, we were watching this video on Facts where he talked about how because of alcohol reduces the gray matter volume in the prefrontal cortex, which will later lead to cognitive issues like Alzheimer's and memory loss. Babe,
you're impacting your future.
Like, it matters. Just because nothing's happening now, don't think it won't. Alright, so now the fourth thing we think is super important in high school is fostering genuine female friendships, but also knowing that friendships are for a season and not every friendship is going to make it to the end, and that's super okay.
Yeah, so like, you know, some girls are fortunate to have friends that they've known since they were children, like little kids, and still have a strong relationship now. But sometimes for other people, like you will have various versions of you. The version of you in high school will be a complete different version when you are like in your 20s, in your 30s and onwards. Like you are constantly changing. Like human nature is meant to be a season. The people that you talk to may not even resonate with that version of you in the future. So you enjoy them for what they are now. And if they are great for you now, enjoy it. Don't be too devastated if things end because, like I said, everything has a season and sometimes that's what it's meant to be.
Focus on having mature and genuine relationships with women, because when you pour yourself into that, it'll help you with also decentering men.
Yeah, like decenter men out of your life, and don't ever choose a man over a woman, especially a good women who are good to you, because a man's never better than good women in your life. I promise you.
And as always, I'm going to give you a little interesting factoid to motivate you. Studies show that women who cultivate strong, supportive friendships have lower stress levels and a better mental health. So, ladies, put yourself out there, start connecting more with women, even if it's just for now, because next year you may be a new you and you'll meet other people. The whole point is that you're used to creating bonds and connections, because there's people who get out of high school and become such freaks because they don't know how to connect. I'm telling you guys, I'm in my mid-20s and there's girls I meet who are so weird. You can tell they never knew how to make friends and talk to other girls before.
Because they're busy, you know.
Either they were busy
being in the bathroom doing crazy things for men that didn't care about them.
Yeah.
They were too busy pleasing men in the most nastiest manner. And now they don't have any social skills to connect with women around them.
So we want you guys to remember this so you're not that freak who is struggling.
And last but not least, another thing that's very important that I think sometimes we lose sight of when we're in our teen years. Like I was very boy crazy. Like who's not when you're like you are obsessed with the latest pop star? You know, you and your girls will gush about it. But understand, avoid women who only see men as like the end all be all. If you have a girl that's constantly talking about a guy and that's the only thing she can think about, how she can get with him, this and that, she is not a friend that you want to be close with.
You can't be friends with male-centered women. You can't be friends with the girl that's always trying to do her looks to make guys at school think she's hot. Does she always try to get on the hot list? Is she always talking about who's the latest, cutest guy, the latest hookup?
I thought you couldn't wait to leave. Ladies' day out. Viennese double chocolate fudge.
Did you see how that guy talked to Todd? I'm not gonna let him get away with that.
Thanks, bro.
Rob.
I really like how you talked to Todd back there. I saw there's people around you. You must be really good.
It must be.
It's so cool you're gonna be in the newspaper.
No big deal. It's just a local paper.
Oh, yeah. No big deal. Oh, by the way, I'm Jessica Wakefield. Some friends and I are gonna get some burgers later, and I thought if you weren't doing anything, maybe you'd like to come.
Sorry. I'm more of an eat-at-home kind of guy. Thanks anyway.
Sure.
Us, like, you want to just talk about the hottest guy, like, that's normal. But if that is literally all that friend is talking about,
Run away.
no.
She cares too much about male attention. The girl that will make fun of you in front of the guys to make them laugh. Like, all these little things. She's a male-centered woman. And a male-centered girl is very scary and very dangerous. She's the same person who, when you're older, is going to leave you at the club to go with a guy when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Like, these are things that will happen in the future that you need to be mindful of now. Because they're dangerous. They're not real friends. They're kind of like hanging out with you simply to talk about the guy that they like, or for knowledge, or to get proximity with the guy. Like, these male-centered women, they don't know how to create female friendships. So whatever friendship you think you have, I've got news for you.
Yeah, trust me, it's not real. And a lot of times you usually find out because you get a boyfriend and you find out she's making out with him. Things like that. Like, these are the messy girls you want to avoid, period. Like, they're not good to be around. No.
So these are just 5 things that we think are super important to know in high school. If these were helpful, we want to know in the comments. If you are in high school and you have any questions or advice that you want the Remy girls to get into, please let us know.
And for the girlies who are out of high school and you have something you learned, comment down below what you've learned. Like, we're all here to learn new things, and you can be giving a girl some serious insight to have a better life in high school.
So if you like this video, make sure to like it,
Comment,
share,
and subscribe
to the Remy Diaries, aka Remy TV, your favorite YouTube streaming network, where you'll never want to change the channel. Bye!